This book is not a coincidence, it's a calling. If these words have found you, it means you're ready to align with the universe and command your reality. Hidden within these pages are practical truths, ancient wisdom, and energetic principles that unlock your power to manifest the life you desire. Introduction. This book is not a coincidence, and it is certainly not just another self-help guide filled with empty motivation. It is a direct response to a powerful shift that has already begun within you. You may not even realize it yet, but something deep inside has been silently calling out for more clarity, more alignment, more purpose, and more control over your life. That inner voice, the quiet whisper that told you you're meant for something greater, has now been answered. The very fact that this book found you, whether by chance, recommendation, or your own curiosity, is proof that the universe has been listening and responding. You are not here by accident. You were led here because you're ready to learn what few are ever truly taught. That the universe is not some distant force deciding your fate, but an active, responsive energy field that reacts to your state of being. Every thought, emotion, belief, and intention you hold is like a command sent out to the quantum fabric of reality. Most people live their lives unconsciously reacting to circumstances, chained to fear, waiting for luck or miracles, without realizing they are the architects of their own experiences. But you are different now. You've been chosen, or more accurately, you've finally chosen yourself. This book is your gateway to conscious creation. It exists to shatter the illusion that you're powerless, and to open your eyes to the truth. You've always had the ability to shape your world, but no one taught you how to wield it. Until now. Within these pages, you will learn to identify and reprogram the mental patterns that have kept you stuck, drained, or confused. You will learn the language of energy and how your frequency communicates directly with the universe. You'll realize that manifestation is not magic, but mechanics, universal mechanics based on attention, belief, alignment, and vibration. You'll come to understand that success is not just about hard work, and peace is not about avoiding chaos. It's about becoming internally aligned so that the world outside must bend to your will. The truth is, the universe has never ignored you. It has only ever mirrored you. Whatever you've been attracting is a result of what you've been embodying. And now, this book is your tool to change all of that. It's not about wishing harder. It's about commanding with clarity. It's not about begging the universe. It's about becoming the version of yourself the universe cannot say no to. Once you learn how to step into this role consciously, intentionally, and unapologetically, life stops happening to you and starts flowing from you. You become the cause, not the effect. The universe becomes your mirror, your servant, your echo. The moment you choose to read these words with an open mind and focused heart, you've already initiated the shift. This book is not just here to inspire you, it is here to activate you, to raise your frequency, to remind you of your divine design, and to teach you that everything you desire already exists within reach, if only you align with the version of you that is ready to receive it. The rest of the world may keep chasing, hoping, settling, but not you. Not anymore. You are not here to survive. You are here to create, command, and conquer your reality. This is your moment, your calling, and your proof that when the student is ready, the universe does not hesitate. It delivers. Chapter 1. The Law of Vibration and Alignment. This chapter opens the doorway to understanding a foundational truth that most people never grasp in their lifetime. The universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to who you are at your vibrational core. Everything that exists is energy, from the stars in the sky to the cells in your body. And this energy is in constant motion, vibrating at different speeds or frequencies. You are not separate from this system. You are an active participant in it, constantly transmitting your personal frequency into the quantum field around you. The law of vibration teaches that every thought you think, every belief you carry, Every emotion you feel and every expectation you hold is energy in motion, creating a signal of vibration that is emitted into the field. That field, which some call the universe, responds by organizing your external circumstances to match your internal vibration. It is not your words, your effort, or your desperation that the universe obeys. It is your frequency. This is why you may have noticed people who effortlessly attract wealth, opportunities, and love without trying as hard as others. Because it is not about trying. It's about vibrating in alignment with what you desire. On the other hand, people who constantly chase goals with frustration or fear only manifest more resistance, more struggle, more waiting, because their internal vibration is misaligned with the outcome they seek. This chapter forces you to look beyond surface-level positivity and into the depths of your emotional and energetic baseline. You may think you're manifesting success, but if your body feels anxiety every time you talk about money, your actual vibration is still rooted in scarcity. You may wish for love, but if deep down you feel unworthy or fear abandonment, you are vibrating the frequency of rejection. The law of vibration is non-negotiable, and no amount of forced optimism can override an unhealed frequency. That's why alignment becomes the most important tool in manifestation, not just aligning your words, but aligning your identity, your inner narrative, your habits, and your emotional signature. Alignment means that your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions are all singing in harmony like a well-tuned instrument. And when this happens, your desires do not feel forced. They feel natural, expected, and inevitable. To align with wealth, you must begin to feel and live as if wealth is already yours, not in fantasy, but in frequency. To align with love, you must become love, radiate love, and treat yourself as someone who is already loved and chosen. The chapter dives deep into how to tune your vibration by shifting the thoughts you entertain, regulating your emotional responses, letting go of unconscious resistance, and creating environments that support your desired state. It reveals that your vibration is not static. It fluctuates based on your daily focus, emotional discipline, and energy hygiene. When you worry, overthink, or doubt, you lower your frequency and attract more reasons to worry and doubt. When you breathe with intention, feel gratitude deeply, and embody the identity of someone who already has what they want, you raise your frequency and signal a powerful message to the universe. I am ready. The chapter explains how trauma, negative self-talk, generational programming, and unhealed emotions anchor people in low vibrations, and how to begin transmuting these blocks with practices like emotional release, energetic clearing, visualization, embodiment techniques, and conscious language. You'll learn that manifestation doesn't happen in the future. It happens in the now, in the energetic imprint you are placing into the field every second. You'll understand that results don't show up because you want them. They show up because you've matched their frequency in your nervous system, in your identity, and in your energy. This chapter trains you to stop reacting to the physical world and start shaping it from the inside out, to become deliberate in what you feel, think, and embody every day. It takes you from unconscious creation to intentional creation. It challenges you to stop vibrating out of habit and start vibrating with purpose. You'll discover how to tell when you're in alignment versus misalignment by observing signs, synchronicities, emotional states, and even your physical sensations. The universe becomes a mirror, not a judge. When you align, everything accelerates. Time collapses. Resistance melts. You begin to feel magnetic, intuitive, powerful, and at peace. This isn't just a theory, it's a lived frequency. This chapter doesn't just explain vibration, it helps you become the vibration. Because once you master this law, you will no longer feel the need to chase anything. Everything you desire will begin to show up in unexpected and effortless ways, not because you forced it, but because you finally became the version of yourself who could receive it. That's what it means to align, and that's how the universe learns to obey you. Chapter 2. Energy is the currency of the universe. This chapter introduces you to the most fundamental principle behind creation, manifestation, and universal interaction. The truth that energy is the currency of the universe, not money, time, or effort, and that every result in your life is a direct reflection of how you are managing, storing, and spending your energy. Most people are taught to focus on actions, strategies, or hustle, but they are never taught to honor or regulate their most valuable resource, energy. Energy is your power to attract, influence, and create. It is the invisible force behind every word you speak, every thought you hold, every emotion you entertain, and every decision you make. Everything in the universe operates on energy exchange. What you give out, you receive. What you radiate, you attract. What you invest in expands. When your energy is scattered, low, or tainted by fear, resentment, or confusion, you start to experience resistance, stagnation, missed opportunities, chronic fatigue, emotional burnout, and spiritual disconnection. When your energy is focused, elevated, and aligned, your very presence becomes magnetic, and life starts flowing effortlessly in your favor. This chapter shows you how to become deeply conscious of where your energy is going every moment of the day, and how to stop leaking it into people, habits, thoughts, and environments that do not serve your higher purpose. Many people unknowingly bankrupt their energetic accounts by dwelling in guilt, over-explaining themselves, absorbing other people's emotions, overcommitting, or staying stuck in cycles of overthinking. You are taught to see every distraction as an energetic expense, every negative emotion as a tax on your frequency, and every misaligned decision as a silent drain on your spiritual bank account. This chapter helps you understand that just like money, energy can be budgeted, invested, saved, and multiplied when managed with awareness and discipline. You begin to see how even your breath carries energy, and that how you breathe affects how you feel, think, and respond. You'll learn that your body stores emotional energy, and that unprocessed anger, sadness, or shame becomes trapped and begins to distort your aura, block your intuition, and lower your vibrational output. You'll learn how to clear your energetic field through breathwork, meditation, nature, journaling, silence, conscious movement, sound, and visualization. You will also discover how your energy is influenced by the people around you, and how others may unconsciously siphon your energy through drama, neediness, negativity, or emotional manipulation. You'll be challenged to create fierce energetic boundaries, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually, so that you can protect your internal frequency at all costs. This chapter gives you permission to stop giving your energy to everything and everyone that doesn't feel aligned, not from arrogance, but from self-respect and deep universal understanding. You'll also come to realize that energy is layered. There's physical energy, your body's vitality; emotional energy, your feelings and emotional state; mental energy, your focus, thoughts, and clarity; and spiritual energy, your connection to source, purpose, and higher guidance. Each layer impacts the other. For example, poor sleep or processed foods might drain your physical energy, which makes you more emotionally reactive and mentally foggy, which then lowers your spiritual connection. Every choice you make, from what you eat to who you speak to and what you consume digitally, is either raising your energetic frequency or lowering it. This chapter helps you cultivate what can be called energetic intelligence, the ability to feel when something depletes you, recognize when you've been pulled out of alignment, and take rapid action to return to your power. It helps you become sensitive to energy, not just in a spiritual sense, but in a practical, embodied way. You begin to know when you've stayed too long in a conversation, when a piece of content is poisoning your field, when a thought is spiraling you downward, or when your soul is whispering to rest, recharge, or release. The more you learn to read your own energy, the more masterful you become at navigating life. You'll start seeing that people don't respond to what you say. They respond to your energy. Opportunities don't knock because of your Zoom. They appear because your frequency matches their vibration. Manifestation is no longer a mystery. It becomes a science, and energy is the formula. This chapter also reveals that wealth is not something you chase, but a vibration you carry. That love is not something you find, but a frequency you radiate. That healing is not always about therapy, but about clearing the stagnant energy stored in your cells. You are shown how to recharge your field like you would recharge a battery, with intention, with stillness, with powerful routines that renew your energetic flow. The chapter exposes the false belief that more effort always equals more results, and replaces it with a new understanding that aligned energy is exponentially more powerful than scattered effort. It guides you to shift from a mindset of overworking and burning out to a new paradigm of inner power, stillness, clarity, and magnetic influence. You are reminded that the greatest transformations happen not through force, but through frequency, when your internal state becomes so charged with purpose, clarity, and strength that the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself around your energy. This chapter is the foundation of your energetic rebirth. It is the moment you stop giving energy to limitations and start becoming a source of high-frequency power that the universe respects, responds to, and rewards. Once you understand and live by this law, you begin to experience a life of ease, synchronicity, and flow, not because life got easier, but because your energy got cleaner, stronger, and fully aligned with your truth. Chapter 3. Belief Rewiring. Program your inner universe. This chapter takes you into the innermost layer of your reality, the realm of your beliefs, and unveils the powerful truth that your life is not happening to you by chance, but is being shaped moment by moment by the unconscious beliefs you carry within. These beliefs are like invisible commands coded into your subconscious mind, dictating what you see, what you don't, what you allow, what you reject, what you expect, and ultimately, what you manifest. From birth to around age 7, your mind exists in a highly impressionable theta brainwave state, absorbing everything around you as absolute truth without questioning. During this time, your nervous system, emotional body, and subconscious are being programmed by your caregivers, culture, religion, environment, and repeated emotional experiences, most of which you had no control over. The beliefs formed during this early stage become the lens through which you perceive the world for the rest of your life, unless you consciously go back and rewire them. You may think you're making free choices, but if your core belief says, "I don't deserve love," you'll subconsciously push love away, sabotage relationships, or choose unavailable partners. If your belief says, "Money is evil," or "I'll never be successful," your actions and energy will reflect that truth, and you'll attract lack or block abundance without even realizing how. The universe is always reflecting your internal frequency, not your wishes. So no matter how hard you work, how badly you want change, or how positively you try to think, if your subconscious beliefs are rooted in fear, doubt, unworthiness, guilt, or shame, your outer world will always reflect the same. This chapter shows you that belief is the command center of your reality. It is not just a thought. It is a vibration. Beliefs are emotionally charged patterns, and those emotional charges are what magnetize your experiences. That's why affirmations alone often fail, because your emotional body doesn't believe them yet. You are taught that to truly reprogram your belief system, you must engage both the subconscious mind and the emotional body, repeatedly and intentionally, until the new belief becomes embodied and natural. The chapter outlines several ways to do this, including affirmations spoken with emotion while in a relaxed, theta brainwave state, mirror work to reinforce self-worth, journaling to expose limiting beliefs, visualization, where you mentally rehearse the new version of yourself, and identity work, where you choose to become the person who already has what you desire. You are shown how to track your old beliefs by observing your emotional triggers, your recurring thoughts, your fears, and the repeating patterns in your life. For example, if you keep attracting rejection, there may be a belief saying, "I am not lovable," that you absorbed in childhood. If you keep hitting income ceilings, perhaps your inner world still believes, "Having money makes me a bad person," or "I'm not smart enough to succeed." These beliefs are not random. They are survival programs formed to help you make sense of the world when you were too young to understand it. Now, they are outdated and working against you. Rewiring them means choosing to see yourself, life, and the world through a new lens and reinforcing that lens until it becomes dominant. You are taught to not fight the old beliefs with force, but to gently starve them of your attention and redirect your focus to the new, empowering beliefs you are choosing. This rewiring must become a daily practice. Just like physical fitness requires regular workouts, mental and emotional rewiring requires consistent repetition until the brain forms new neural pathways and the body accepts a new emotional baseline. You are shown how beliefs influence your posture, your voice tone, your decisions, your energy, and even your physical health. Beliefs can create tension in the body, patterns of self-sabotage, emotional outbursts, or a quiet sense of settling for less. This chapter empowers you to take full accountability for your internal programming and gives you the tools to change it, reminding you that belief is not just something you hold, it's something you become. When you reprogram your belief system, you reprogram the frequency you emit, which then restructures your entire reality. You'll begin to see how belief is the bridge between the invisible and the physical, and the subconscious mind is the gatekeeper that must be convinced before new results can enter your life. That is why people can go years without change, because their conscious mind says one thing, but their subconscious still vibrates the opposite. Once both come into alignment, manifestation becomes not a matter of effort, but inevitability. This chapter trains you to become the coder of your mind, not its prisoner. It helps you dissolve beliefs around fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success, scarcity, unworthiness, and abandonment, and replace them with beliefs of confidence, certainty, abundance, love, and alignment. You realize that you are not broken, you are programmed. And programming can be changed. You come to understand that true power comes not from what you do, but from what you believe about yourself while doing it. Once you begin to truly believe that you are worthy, that your desires are valid, that your voice matters, and that you are capable of receiving everything you desire, the entire universe begins responding to that belief, rearranging circumstances, people, timing, and resources to match the new energetic blueprint you've embedded. This is not magic, it is frequency mechanics. The shift begins internally and reflects externally. Your job is not to control the how, but to rewire the internal why and who. This chapter is a blueprint for rewriting your reality from the inside out, because once you command your inner universe, the outer world has no choice but to obey. Chapter 4. The Command Principle. This chapter dives deeply into the powerful and transformative concept known as the command principle, which asserts that the universe does not respond to vague wishes, passive hopes, or uncertain desires, but instead responds to clear, direct, and unshakable energetic commands that come from a place of absolute certainty and aligned intention. It teaches that every word you speak carries an energetic vibration that sends out a signal to the quantum field, and these signals serve as commands that shape and influence the reality you experience. When you speak with doubt, hesitation, or uncertainty, phrases like, "I hope," "I wish," or "maybe," you are essentially sending mixed or weak commands which the universe cannot act upon decisively, leading to delays, confusion, or continued lack. On the other hand, when you speak with authority, clarity, and confidence phrases like, I am, I will, it is done. You are broadcasting a strong and unambiguous command that the universe must respond to, triggering the unfolding of circumstances and events that align with that command. This chapter explains that the true power of command is not about loud or forceful declarations, but about the energetic alignment between your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and spoken words. If your internal state is disconnected from your commands, meaning if you say something but secretly doubt it or feel anxious or fearful, then your commands are weak and ineffective. The chapter emphasizes the importance of embodying the feeling of already having what you command, so that your frequency is consistent, powerful, and magnetic. You learn how the command principle extends beyond just requesting outcomes to commanding every aspect of your life, including your energy, focus, boundaries, relationships, health, and even the way your day unfolds. You are encouraged to practice waking up each morning and intentionally commanding how you will feel, what you will accomplish, and how you will engage with the world, thus taking control over your energetic state rather than allowing external circumstances to dictate it. The chapter also guides you to command your identity, affirming who you are becoming and what you already embody with statements like, I am worthy, I am powerful, or I am aligned with abundance, which recalibrate your subconscious mind and reinforce your new self-image. It reveals that many people unknowingly command lack, limitation, or failure through negative self-talk, complaints, fears, and doubts, and that reclaiming this power requires becoming aware of and shifting those unconscious commands into intentional, positive, and empowering declarations. You learn how to silence the inner critic and replace it with a steady, confident voice that speaks your truth and commands your vision with unwavering certainty. The chapter explores how this principle operates at a subtle energetic level, where the universe acts like a mirror, reflecting back to you the dominant frequencies you emit, and how your consistent energetic commands ripple outward to rearrange situations, attract opportunities, and open pathways that were previously invisible. It teaches that command is not about controlling every detail or forcing outcomes, but about establishing a strong internal directive and then trusting the process, letting the universe respond in its own perfect timing and way. The chapter also discusses practical exercises to strengthen your command energy, such as daily affirmations spoken with feeling, visualization practices where you see and feel your desired reality as already true, and journaling to track your progress and reinforce new mental programs. You are reminded that command requires responsibility. You are no longer a passive participant in life, but an active creator who owns their energetic influence and the words they put into the world. The chapter concludes by explaining that the command principle is a foundational key to manifesting effortlessly and living a life of alignment, flow, and power, where your internal reality and external world harmonize because your energetic commands have aligned all parts of your being with your highest desires. This deep understanding empowers you to step fully into your role as a co-creator with the universe, using the tool of your words and energy to shape your life deliberately and effectively. Chapter 5. Silence and the Power of Stillness. This chapter explores the profound and transformative essence of silence and stillness, delving deeply into how these often overlooked states serve as fundamental pillars for aligning with your inner self and the universal flow. In a world overwhelmed by relentless noise, both external sounds and the ceaseless mental chatter inside your head, learning to intentionally step into silence is presented as a powerful practice that unlocks your true creative and manifesting potential. Silence is framed not just as the mere absence of sound, but as a sacred, energetic space where your mind, body, and spirit converge to recalibrate and reset from the overstimulation of everyday life. In this quiet space, the distractions, fears, and mental patterns that typically dominate your consciousness begin to dissolve, allowing your deeper intuition and higher wisdom to surface with clarity and precision. The chapter emphasizes that stillness is not passivity. Rather, it is a deliberate state of heightened presence and awareness, where your energy becomes coherent, focused, and deeply receptive to subtle energetic currents that often go unnoticed in the chaos of activity and noise. Within this stillness, the mind's incessant thoughts slow down or pause, and you become able to observe your internal landscape with greater objectivity, recognizing limiting beliefs, emotional blocks, and unconscious patterns without becoming trapped in their narrative, which is essential for genuine rewiring of your subconscious. The practice of silence cultivates an energetic vacuum, a magnetic field of quiet power that naturally draws insights, creative ideas, solutions, and synchronicities into your experience phenomena that cannot be accessed through frantic doing or constant mental stimulation. The chapter explains how great leaders, visionaries, artists, and spiritual masters have historically turned to silence and solitude to tap into a creative flow state and receive guidance that transcends ordinary thought processes. It encourages establishing daily routines, even brief moments, dedicated to silence, such as meditation, mindful breathing, or simply sitting quietly to deepen your connection with the universal intelligence and your own inner voice. Such moments of stillness build your capacity to hold space for yourself without distraction, nurturing emotional resilience and reducing reactivity, which leads to more conscious, empowered decision-making rather than impulsive or fear-driven responses. This heightened inner calm creates a robust energetic field that shields you from external negativity, stress, and chaos, while simultaneously amplifying your ability to attract positive energies and opportunities aligned with your highest intentions. The chapter further explores how silence is intimately connected to cultivating presence, gratitude, and peace, qualities that serve as fertile soil for manifestation, because when your energy is calm and centered, the universe can more effortlessly respond to your commands and desires. It challenges the cultural conditioning that equates silence with weakness, boredom, or loneliness, instead reframing it as a dynamic and potent state of being essential for mastery over your mind and life. You learn that silence is not emptiness or absence, but a creative womb from which new realities and possibilities emerge when you allow space for them to take shape energetically and mentally. The chapter also discusses the neuroscience behind silence, showing how moments of stillness stimulate brain regions associated with emotional regulation, creativity, and higher cognition, making it a scientifically supported practice for mental and emotional well-being. You are guided to notice how constant noise and distraction fragment your energy and scatter your focus, which diminishes your ability to manifest and command your reality effectively. By contrast, silence consolidates and harmonizes your internal energy, sharpening your clarity and amplifying your vibrational resonance with what you truly desire. The chapter emphasizes the importance of integrating silence into daily life as a form of energetic maintenance, much like how you care for your physical body through rest and nutrition, because silence revitalizes your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. It teaches that through silence and stillness, you deepen your relationship with yourself, discovering new levels of self-acceptance, compassion, and insight that empower you to transcend limiting patterns and step into your authentic power. You learn that silence serves as a bridge connecting the visible and invisible realms, allowing you to receive guidance, healing, and inspiration that propel you forward on your path with confidence and ease. The chapter closes by inviting you to embrace silence, not as a passive retreat, but as an active, creative practice and a source of immense personal power that transforms your entire experience of life by aligning your internal world with the limitless intelligence and flow of the universe, making manifestation not only possible, but natural and effortless. Chapter 6. Detach, Trust, Receive. This chapter profoundly explores the crucial stages of detachment. Trust, and receiving as interwoven components necessary for true and effortless manifestation, explaining that manifesting desires is not just about strong intention and commanding your reality, but also about learning how to let go of the desperate need to control outcomes and timelines, which paradoxically creates resistance and blocks the natural flow of energy between you and the universe. It starts by emphasizing that attachment to a specific outcome, or the insistence on how and when your desires should materialize, can trap your mind in a cycle of worry, frustration, and impatience, which distorts your vibrational alignment and repels the very things you want to attract. This attachment often comes from deep-seated fears, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, or fear of loss that feed a scarcity mindset, causing your energy to tighten rather than expand, which makes manifestation difficult or delayed. The chapter then unfolds the empowering practice of detachment as a conscious decision to loosen your grip on these expectations without abandoning your intentions or diminishing your desire. Detachment is described as an act of faith and inner freedom, where you trust that the universe is infinitely intelligent and creative, able to bring your desires into reality in the perfect way and timing, even if it differs from. You learn that detachment is not passive resignation, but a dynamic and active energy of allowing that keeps your vibrational frequency high, fluid, and open to receive unexpected blessings and shifts. The discussion moves into the importance of cultivating trust, which is positioned as the energetic bridge that connects your inner intentions with their external realization. Trust is built through repeated experiences of flow, moments when you have witnessed the universe responding to your energy in ways that confirm your power as a co-creator. Developing trust also involves embracing uncertainty and the unknown, recognizing that lack of immediate evidence or visible progress does not mean failure or neglect, but often means the universe is working behind the scenes to align multiple factors beyond your awareness. The chapter offers practical guidance on how to nurture trust, including regular mindfulness to stay present, journaling past successes to remind yourself of your manifesting history, gratitude practices to acknowledge what you already have, and meditations that soothe fears and strengthen faith. Receiving is introduced as the third vital phase, where many manifestors stumble because, despite their efforts, they unconsciously block the influx of abundance due to limiting beliefs, self-sabotage, or feelings of unworthiness. You learn that receiving is not only about accepting material gifts, but also about welcoming opportunities, love, success, and even lessons that the universe offers, which requires an open heart and a mindset free from resistance or doubt. The chapter explains that receiving gracefully is a skill one that includes recognizing and embracing synchronicities, signs and subtle nudges that indicate your desires are manifesting in various forms, some of which may be unexpected or unconventional. It teaches you to say yes to these invitations and to remain flexible and curious rather than rigidly attached to preconceived notions of how things should unfold. The harmonious balance of detachment, trust, and receiving creates a continuous, effortless flow between your inner world and outer reality, where your desires move from thought to form without the friction of struggle or anxiety. This triad transforms manifestation from a tense, willful act into a joyful, inspired dance of co-creation with the universe, where you retain control over your beliefs and energy while surrendering the detailed orchestration to a higher intelligence. The chapter also redefines surrender not as defeat or passivity, but as a powerful act of conscious release that amplifies your energetic power by freeing you from the need to micromanage every detail, thereby opening space for miracles and unexpected opportunities. It illustrates that manifestation is a dynamic interplay between focused action and patient allowance, between commanding your vision with certainty and stepping back with faith, and mastering this interplay leads to a natural unfolding of your goals with ease and grace. Moreover, the chapter shares stories and examples from spiritual traditions and modern psychology, to demonstrate how detachment and trust reduce stress and improve mental health, fostering a deep sense of inner peace even amid uncertainty. It encourages you to observe your attachment patterns and fears honestly, to gently challenge and reprogram them, and to adopt daily rituals that reinforce trust and openness, such as affirmations, meditation, and acts of generosity that symbolize your readiness to both give and receive. You are reminded that detaching from outcomes does not mean losing your drive or abandoning your dreams. Rather, it means honoring the process, embracing impermanence, and being flexible enough to adapt your vision as new information and opportunities arise. The chapter closes with a powerful invitation to embrace detachment, trust, and receiving as ongoing practices that continually refine your energetic alignment, strengthen your faith in the universal process, and deepen your capacity to welcome all forms of abundance, thereby transforming your manifesting experience into one of effortless flow, joy, and profound fulfillment. Chapter 7. The Magnetic Self. This chapter delves profoundly into the nature and power of the magnetic self, presenting it as the essence of your energetic identity that determines how effectively you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your deepest desires and highest potential. It begins by unpacking the fundamental principle that everything in the universe, including humans, operates on energy and vibration, and that your magnetic self is the unique vibrational frequency created by the complex interplay of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and physical presence. Unlike superficial notions of attraction based on looks or charisma, the magnetic self is rooted in authenticity and internal coherence, meaning that when your inner world aligns harmoniously with your true values and purpose, you emit a consistent and powerful energy that naturally pulls toward you the circumstances and relationships that reflect this alignment. The chapter explores how your habitual thoughts function as invisible energetic signals, broadcasting your frequency to the universe and effectively shaping the reality you experience. It emphasizes that thoughts imbued with clarity, confidence, and positivity create a strong, focused magnetic field, while scattered, fearful, or negative thinking disrupts your energetic coherence and diminishes your power to attract. Emotional states are identified as potent amplifiers or inhibitors of your magnetic frequency, with emotions such as joy, gratitude, love, and peace exponentially increasing your energetic appeal, whereas emotions like anxiety, resentment, anger, and self-doubt create energetic blockages that repel desired outcomes. The narrative delves into the foundational role of self-belief and self-worth in magnetic attraction, illustrating how deeply ingrained insecurities and limiting beliefs create energetic discord that undermines your authentic magnetism and causes inconsistency in what you attract. It stresses that self-acceptance, embracing your strengths, flaws, and uniqueness without judgment is essential to establishing a stable and powerful magnetic field. Authenticity is further explored as the linchpin of magnetic energy. When you align your external actions and expressions with your inner truth, you radiate a genuine energy that resonates far beyond superficial charm, creating sustainable and meaning. The chapter provides detailed practices for cultivating the magnetic self, including visualization exercises where you imagine yourself as a powerful magnet, attracting your goals and desires. Affirmations designed to reprogram limiting beliefs into empowering narratives, and mindfulness techniques that enhance present-moment awareness and energetic control. Physical presence is also examined as an extension of your magnetic energy, with posture, facial expressions, eye contact, tone of voice, and subtle body language contributing to how your energy is perceived and influencing your overall magnetic appeal. The chapter discusses the ripple effect of strengthening your magnetic self, showing how increased energetic alignment not only attracts external abundance, but also fosters inner growth, resilience, confidence, and emotional balance, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates your personal evolution. It identifies common energetic blocks such as past traumas, unresolved emotional wounds, negative self-talk, and habitual thought patterns that weaken your magnetism. And it offers tools for clearing these blocks through meditation, energy healing, self-inquiry, and conscious behavioral change. The magnetic self is portrayed as a dynamic and evolving state that requires ongoing awareness, self-care, and intentional energetic recalibration to maintain and deepen. The chapter connects this concept to scientific understandings from neuroscience and quantum physics, explaining how brainwave patterns, neural plasticity, and the quantum field support the reality-shaping power of your magnetic frequency, grounding metaphysical ideas in empirical knowledge. Strategies for self-monitoring your energetic state are provided, helping you notice how environmental factors, social interactions, and internal shifts affect your magnetism, and offering methods for quick realignment when you feel depleted or misaligned. The chapter emphasizes that mastering the magnetic self transcends mere attraction techniques. It transforms your entire approach to life by fostering authentic relationships, enhancing communication skills, and cultivating a profound sense of purpose and well-being. It highlights vulnerability and openness as essential components of magnetic power, explaining how embracing your true self, imperfections and all, invites deeper connection and trust from others. The influence of the magnetic self on social and professional dynamics is analyzed, illustrating how people are naturally drawn to your energy, feel inspired by your presence, and become more receptive to your ideas and leadership. The chapter advises on ethical use of magnetic energy, encouraging responsibility, empathy, and respect in your interactions to ensure that your influence uplifts and supports rather than manipulates or controls. It ultimately presents the magnetic self as a holistic embodiment of energetic mastery, where inner alignment radiates outward, shaping your external reality with precision, grace, and ease, enabling you to become a true magnet for all that supports your highest growth, fulfillment, and contribution to the world. Chapter 8. Time Bending and Reality Shifting. This chapter offers a deeply comprehensive exploration of the concepts of time bending and reality shifting, delving into how our experience of time and reality is far more malleable and influenced by consciousness than it appears at first glance. It begins by challenging the common assumption that time is a fixed, linear flow, explaining instead that time is a dimension that can be stretched, compressed, and navigated differently based on your internal energetic state, focus, and beliefs. The chapter unpacks how your subjective perception of time is intricately linked to your vibrational frequency when you are fully present. Aligned and in high-energy states like flow or joy, time seems to expand, allowing for deeper immersion and greater productivity. Conversely, negative states like anxiety or boredom can distort time, making it drag or feel fragmented. Moving beyond perception, the chapter introduces the idea of reality shifting, which refers to the conscious ability to alter your life experience by shifting your mindset and vibrational alignment to access different, probable realities or timelines that coexist simultaneously in the quantum field. This means that reality is not fixed, but is a constantly unfolding spectrum of potentialities, and your focused intention acts as a key that selects which reality you manifest. The text elaborates on the neuroscience and quantum physics that support these concepts, such as the role of quantum superposition, observer effect, and neural plasticity, showing how your brain and consciousness interact with the fabric of reality to shape outcomes. Practical methodologies for bending time and shifting reality are discussed in great depth, including advanced visualization techniques where you imagine yourself already living the desired reality or experiencing time differently, guided meditations that heighten awareness and disconnect from linear constraints, and focused intention practices that involve clear, emotionally charged affirmations and mental rehearsals of your goals. The chapter explains how to develop an acute awareness of internal time cues and energetic states, so you can consciously expand moments of flow or compress periods of discomfort, effectively hacking your subjective timeline for better emotional and creative management. It addresses common limiting beliefs and mental blocks that prevent people from experiencing time bending or reality shifting, such as rigid cultural conditioning, fear of change, and disbelief in one's own power, providing detailed strategies for dismantling these barriers through cognitive reframing, emotional healing, and sustained energetic practices. The chapter also reveals how repeated practice of these techniques rewires your subconscious mind, enabling a more fluid interaction with time and reality that becomes second nature, thereby increasing your ability to manifest desired outcomes effortlessly and with greater speed. It discusses the importance of balancing these expanded experiences with grounded action and emotional regulation, emphasizing that while shifting realities can open new possibilities, consistent effort in the physical world is necessary to solidify and sustain change. The text draws from ancient spiritual wisdom traditions that have long taught about the illusory nature of time and the power of consciousness to transcend it, linking these teachings with modern scientific discoveries to provide a holistic understanding that bridges mysticism and rationality. Anecdotes and case studies illustrate how individuals have successfully harnessed time bending and reality shifting in their personal and professional lives, offering inspiration and practical insights. The chapter encourages a mindset of experimentation and curiosity, inviting readers to observe their own experiences of time and reality with an open mind, and to gradually expand their capacity to influence these dimensions consciously. Techniques such as journaling shifts in perception, tracking synchronicities, and engaging in mindful presence are suggested as ways to deepen this practice. Furthermore, the chapter explores the psychological and energetic dynamics involved in maintaining stability and clarity while navigating multiple realities, warning against dissociation or escapism, and promoting integration and balance. It explains how mastering these skills enhances creativity, problem-solving, stress management, and overall life satisfaction by empowering you to become a deliberate co-creator of your experience rather than a passive observer. The chapter closes by highlighting that the mastery of time bending and reality shifting is a key component of advanced personal development and spiritual awakening, positioning you to transcend limiting paradigms and step fully into the power of your conscious creative potential, reshaping your life in alignment with your highest vision and deepest truths. Chapter 9. Spiritual Discipline for Manifestation. This chapter offers an extensive and profound exploration of spiritual discipline as the cornerstone for effective manifestation, articulating that true manifestation is far more than simply wishing or visualizing outcomes. It is a dedicated, ongoing process that involves cultivating deep inner alignment, sustained focus, and a harmonious relationship with universal laws through consistent spiritual practices. It begins by defining spiritual discipline not merely as religious observance, but as a conscious, intentional lifestyle that integrates mental, emotional, and energetic refinement to prepare the individual to become a clear, focused conduit for manifestation energy. The chapter elaborates on how habitual spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, breathwork, journaling, and sacred rituals serve to calm the restless mind, cultivate presence, and heighten vibrational frequency, enabling your energetic signature to resonate in harmony with the desired manifestations. It explains how meditation quiets mental chatter and fosters deep inner stillness, which allows you to perceive subtle intuitive guidance and to program your subconscious mind effectively with your true intentions. Prayer and affirmation are shown as tools to invoke alignment with divine timing and universal wisdom, fostering surrender and receptivity, which are vital for manifestation to unfold organically rather than through forced effort. The chapter discusses the power of visualization as a dynamic, spiritual practice that not only mentally rehearses the manifestation of goals, but also emotionally engages the heart, creating a potent energetic magnet that attracts corresponding external realities. It stresses the crucial balance between disciplined effort and surrender to the flow, emphasizing that impatience, anxiety, or excessive control disrupt the manifestation process by generating resistance and energetic discord. Patience is framed as an active spiritual practice itself, cultivating trust in the universe's timing and allowing manifestations to emerge in ways that may exceed initial expectations. Persistence is also examined as a form of faith in action, underscoring the necessity to maintain daily practices and alignment even when immediate results are not visible. The chapter explores how cultivating spiritual virtues, gratitude, humility, compassion, and self-awareness deepens your connection with your higher self and universal intelligence, raising your overall vibrational state and refining your energetic clarity, which in turn makes your manifestations more authentic, impactful, and sustainable. Gratitude is particularly emphasized as a transformative practice that shifts focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing positive energetic patterns that magnetize further blessings. The text addresses common obstacles to maintaining spiritual discipline, including doubt, distraction, emotional upheaval, and societal conditioning toward instant gratification, providing strategies for overcoming these challenges through mindfulness, accountability, and community support. It highlights the importance of creating structured spiritual routines customized to individual lifestyles and preferences, encouraging consistency over intensity to build a stable foundation for manifestation practices. This includes morning or evening rituals, periodic retreats into silence or nature, and intentional pauses throughout the day to reconnect with your inner guidance. The chapter also integrates insights from psychology and neuroscience to explain how repeated spiritual discipline rewires neural pathways, strengthening intention, reducing stress, and enhancing emotional regulation, all of which contribute to a more receptive and empowered state for manifesting desires. Ethical considerations are woven throughout, urging that manifestation be practiced with integrity and aligned with the greater good, encouraging the reader to reflect deeply on whether their intentions serve not only personal gain, but also the welfare of others and the planet, thus creating manifestations that are in harmony with universal balance. The chapter encourages ongoing self-inquiry and reflection on core values and soul purpose, helping to ensure that manifestation efforts are not misguided or superficial, but resonate deeply with the authentic self and spiritual mission. Stories and examples from spiritual traditions and modern manifestors illustrate the transformative power of disciplined spiritual practice, providing inspiration and concrete illustrations of how such discipline can lead to profound shifts in life, circumstances, and consciousness. It also discusses the importance of community, mentorship, and support systems to maintain motivation and deepen spiritual practice, recognizing that manifestation is often strengthened through collective energetic fields and shared intention. Finally, the chapter culminates by presenting spiritual discipline as the essential foundation that transforms manifestation from a hopeful, occasional practice into a fully integrated, empowered way of living, one where clarity, alignment, and conscious creation become natural expressions of your daily existence, allowing you to shape your reality with unwavering confidence, grace, and profound spiritual wisdom. Chapter 10. Live as if. Become the frequency. This chapter delves deeply into the transformative power and profound implications of the principle, live as if, which centers on the idea that the most effective way to manifest your desires and shape your reality is to fully embody the frequency of the life you wish to create by consistently aligning your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors with that future state as if it already exists. It begins by unpacking the concept of frequency from an energetic perspective, explaining that everything in the universe vibrates at certain frequencies and that your personal vibrational frequency is shaped by your mental, emotional, and physical state. The chapter emphasizes that the frequency you emit acts like a beacon, attracting experiences, people, and circumstances that match your energetic signature. Therefore, to bring a desired reality into physical manifestation, you must consciously and deliberately become the vibrational match of that reality, rather than simply hoping or passively waiting for it to appear. The text explores the psychological dynamics of this approach, showing how living as if rewires neural pathways in your brain through neuroplasticity, gradually transforming your subconscious beliefs to align with your conscious goals. This internal alignment is crucial because the subconscious mind governs much of your habitual thinking, emotional reactions, and behavior patterns. And if it is not aligned with your conscious desires, it creates energetic resistance that blocks manifestation. The chapter stresses that embodying the frequency requires more than surface-level changes or positive thinking. It demands deep authenticity and congruence in how you speak, think, feel, and act in every moment, reflecting the identity of your future self, who has already attained the life you envision. Through detailed explanation, it highlights how this congruence generates an energetic coherence that harmonizes your entire being, creating a powerful magnetic field that draws matching realities toward you. The chapter provides extensive practical guidance on cultivating this state, including adopting daily rituals that reinforce your new identity, such as journaling from the perspective of already having achieved your goals, engaging in affirmations that evoke strong emotional resonance, practicing visualization with vivid sensory detail, and living in a state of gratitude as though your desires have already manifested. It underscores the importance of emotional alignment, pointing out that emotions are the language of frequency, and that feelings such as joy, peace, confidence, and fulfillment are key indicators and amplifiers of being in the desired vibrational state. The narrative addresses common challenges that arise in this practice, such as impatience, doubt, and falling back into old habits or identity patterns, offering strategies to maintain focus and presence through mindfulness, self-reflection, and supportive environments. It also discusses how to handle external circumstances and setbacks without losing your internal frequency, emphasizing resilience and the power of returning quickly to your embodied state after disruptions. Drawing from quantum physics and universal laws, the chapter explains that by living as if you collapse multiple potential realities into your present experience through the focused intent and energetic consistency that act like a creative force field, shaping the unfolding of events in your favor. It elaborates on the ripple effect this frequency embodiment has on your external world, influencing not only what you attract, but also how you interact with people and situations, creating opportunities and synchronicities that align with your vision. The chapter situates live as if within a broader spiritual and philosophical framework, linking it to the idea that your identity is fluid and can be consciously evolved through deliberate practice and awareness, thereby empowering you to transcend limiting self-concepts and habitual programming. It includes numerous examples and anecdotes illustrating how individuals have successfully used this principle to transform their lives, reinforcing the idea that sustained frequency embodiment leads to profound shifts in mindset, habits, relationships, career, health, and overall well-being. Furthermore, it encourages readers to view living as if not just as a technique, but as a lifelong commitment to conscious creation, self-mastery, and alignment with one's highest potential, fostering a deep sense of responsibility and empowerment in shaping one's destiny. The chapter closes by inviting ongoing experimentation, self-inquiry, and refinement of the practice, reminding you that the journey of becoming the frequency is dynamic, evolving, and uniquely personal, offering limitless potential for growth, joy, and fulfillment as you consciously co-create a reality that reflects your deepest desires and truest self. Conclusion. The conclusion of this book offers a rich and expansive synthesis of the profound wisdom and practical guidance presented throughout the journey, underscoring the fundamental realization that the universe is not a cold, indifferent force, but a dynamic, responsive field of energy that mirrors back the vibrational essence you emit through your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and aligned actions. It reiterates that the power to manifest, transform, and create the life you desire lies within you, rooted in your ability to consciously govern your inner landscape with clarity, intention, and unwavering focus. This chapter deepens the understanding that manifestation is an organic, ongoing process governed by universal laws such as vibration, alignment, and the law of attraction, and that by mastering these principles through spiritual discipline, belief rewiring, and energetic coherence, you step into the role of a conscious co-creator rather than a passive observer of circumstances. The conclusion elaborates on how every chapter's teachings, ranging from harnessing the law of vibration and alignment, commanding your inner universe, embracing silence and stillness, detaching from outcomes, to embodying your future self's frequency interconnect, to form a holistic framework for personal transformation that is both practical and deeply spiritual. It stresses the importance of patience, trust, and surrender in this creative process, acknowledging that manifestation often unfolds through subtle shifts and divine timing rather than instant gratification, and that cultivating faith in this unfolding is essential to maintaining energetic harmony and momentum. The conclusion explores how detachment from the outcome does not mean indifference, but rather a profound inner confidence and serenity that allows you to release resistance and open to receive in ways that surpass limited human expectations. It emphasizes that manifesting with integrity requires alignment with your highest values, soul purpose, and the greater good, ensuring that what you create benefits not only yourself, but also contributes positively to the collective consciousness and environment. The chapter also addresses the inevitable challenges and setbacks encountered on this path, encouraging resilience, self-compassion, and the view of obstacles as opportunities for growth and deeper alignment. It highlights how disciplined daily spiritual practices and conscious mindset shifts form the foundation for sustained manifestation power, enabling you to continually refine your energetic state and deepen your connection with universal intelligence. The conclusion also delves into the expanded states of consciousness that arise from this alignment, including heightened intuition, synchronicities, creative inspiration, and a profound sense of interconnectedness that transforms how you perceive and engage with reality. It invites you to adopt an experimental and curious attitude toward your own manifestation journey, fostering ongoing self-awareness and adaptation as you discover what resonates most authentically with your unique path. The text reinforces that living as if your desires are already fulfilled is not an act of denial, but a powerful declaration of faith that rewires subconscious programming and generates magnetic momentum, propelling you toward tangible results. Additionally, the conclusion reveals that this mastery of manifestation is inseparable from spiritual awakening and self-mastery, suggesting that as you shape your external world, you simultaneously evolve in consciousness, embodying higher versions of yourself and expanding your capacity for love, creativity, and joy. It encourages integration of these principles into every aspect of life, from relationships to career, health, and personal fulfillment, promoting a balanced approach that honors both inner development and practical action. The conclusion ultimately serves as a call to empowerment, reminding you that the universe is not waiting passively, but stands ready to obey your conscious commands the moment you commit fully to living in alignment with your highest truth and the energetic laws presented. It affirms that the keys to unlocking infinite potential and manifesting a life of abundance, purpose, and freedom lie within your daily choices, mindset, and spiritual discipline, making every moment an opportunity to consciously create and expand your reality. This final section inspires ongoing dedication to the path of self-realization and manifestation mastery, assuring you that with sustained practice, clarity, and heart-centered intention, you can transform your existence into a deliberate, joyful masterpiece that reflects the full spectrum of your dreams and highest aspirations, opening the door to a limitless future shaped by your empowered, aligned self.